Have you ever wondered why some women walk away from seemingly perfect relationships? Not just any women, Sigma females. Women who are bold, independent, and unapologetically true to themselves. Today, we're diving deep into why these extraordinary women often leave relationships that others might see as flawless. But first, let's get one thing straight. Sigma females don't settle for almost perfect. They value something far greater: authenticity, self-respect, and alignment with their true selves. Stay with me as we uncover 8 unique reasons why Sigma females decide to walk away from relationships that most people would dream of. Each point builds on the last, so don't miss a single one. 1. The relationship stifles their growth. For Sigma females, personal growth isn't just an occasional aspiration, it's a way of life. They thrive on self-improvement, chasing dreams, and setting goals that push them to their fullest potential. While relationships are often seen as a place for shared growth, for Sigma females, a relationship that feels perfect on the surface can quickly become a cage if it limits their ability to evolve. These women aren't content with staying in one place, either physically, emotionally, or intellectually. They're the kind of people who are always looking to learn, grow, and explore what life has to offer. Whether it's advancing in their careers, pursuing a passion project, or learning a new skill, Sigma females are constantly in motion. A partner who doesn't understand or support this drive can become a roadblock to their progress. Think about it. In an almost perfect relationship, things might look ideal to the outside world. There's love, stability, and perhaps even compatibility on the surface. But for Sigma females, that's not enough. They need a partner who can keep up with their energy and ambition. If their partner is content with mediocrity, dismissive of their aspirations, or simply unable to match their pace, the relationship starts to feel more like an anchor than a springboard. Sometimes the issue isn't overt resistance from their partner, but subtle discouragement. Comments like, "Do you really need to do that?" or "Why can't you just be happy with what we have?" may seem harmless, but to a Sigma female, they signal a lack of support for their growth. This lack of alignment creates an invisible barrier, one that slowly chips away at the foundation of the relationship. Sigma females are also incredibly self-aware. They notice when they're being held back, even if their partner doesn't intend to. And while some people might stay in such relationships out of fear of being alone, Sigma females don't operate that way. They'd rather walk away than compromise on their potential. This isn't about selfishness, it's about self-respect. Sigma females understand that if they don't honor their own goals and ambitions, no one else will. A partner who tries to dim their light, even unintentionally, isn't the right fit for their journey. They seek someone who not only supports their growth, but also inspires it. At the end of the day, a Sigma female's departure from an almost perfect relationship isn't a rejection of love. It's a commitment to becoming the best version of herself. She values progress over comfort, and she knows that the right relationship will never force her to choose between love and personal growth. So, if you've ever felt like you were stuck in a relationship that looked great to everyone else but stifled your spirit, you're not alone. Sigma females everywhere understand that feeling, and they know the courage it takes to walk away and prioritize their growth. Have you ever felt like a relationship was holding you back? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. And stick around for the next point. It's one many people overlook. 2. They see through surface-level perfection. To the outside world, some relationships seem flawless. There are grand romantic gestures, picture-perfect dates, and social media posts that look like something out of a fairy tale. But Sigma females don't fall for appearances. While others might be dazzled by the surface-level perfection of a relationship, Sigma females are always searching for something deeper, something real. At their core, Sigma females crave authenticity and emotional connection. They don't care about the polished image of a relationship that looks perfect from the outside. What they value is what's underneath, the substance, the depth, and the genuine bond between two people. For them, it's not about how a relationship appears, but how it feels. Imagine being in a relationship where everything seems perfect on paper. The romantic dinners, thoughtful gifts, and well-timed compliments are all there. But for a Sigma female, none of that matters if the emotional connection is missing. They can sense when the relationship lacks depth, or when the gestures are more about performance than true affection. Sigma females are incredibly intuitive, which means they pick up on things others might overlook. They notice the subtle cracks in the foundation of the relationship. Maybe their partner struggles to communicate honestly, or perhaps there's a lack of vulnerability in the connection. If the relationship feels hollow beneath its shiny exterior, a Sigma female won't hesitate to walk away. For them, emotional depth is everything. They want a partner who can have meaningful conversations, share their true feelings, and connect with them on a level that goes beyond superficial charm. A Sigma female isn't interested in a relationship that's all show and no substance. They need to feel that their partner truly sees and understands them, and that their connection is rooted in something real. Another key reason Sigma females walk away from surface-level perfection is their strong sense of self-worth. They know they deserve a relationship that fulfills them emotionally and spiritually. Staying in a relationship that only looks good to others would feel like betraying their own values. They refuse to settle for something that doesn't align with their inner truth. It's also worth noting that Sigma females are deeply independent. They don't need a relationship to complete them or to prove anything to the world. They're perfectly content on their own, which gives them the strength to leave a relationship that doesn't meet their standards. Walking away from a relationship that seems perfect isn't easy, but for Sigma females, it's necessary. They would rather face the discomfort of leaving than stay in a connection that lacks authenticity. Their ability to see through the illusion of surface-level perfection is a reflection of their unwavering commitment to living a life of truth and depth. So if you've ever felt trapped in a relationship that looked great on the outside but felt empty on the inside, know that you're not alone. Sigma females everywhere understand the courage it takes to choose authenticity over appearance and the freedom that comes with it. How do you define emotional depth in a relationship? Drop your thoughts below and keep watching for the next point. It's a game changer. 3. They refuse to lose their independence. When it comes to relationships, Sigma females have one non-negotiable rule: their independence is sacred. They're not afraid of love, but they'll never let it come at the cost of their freedom or individuality. To a Sigma female, a relationship should add to their life, not take away from who they are. For Sigma females, independence isn't just a lifestyle, it's part of their identity. They take pride in their ability to make their own decisions, pursue their passions, and stand on their own 2 feet. This self-reliance gives them a sense of empowerment that they're unwilling to compromise, no matter how perfect a relationship might seem. Relationships often require compromise, but there's a line that Sigma females won't cross. A healthy relationship allows both partners to maintain their sense of self. But if a relationship starts to feel like it's chipping away at their freedom, whether through controlling behaviors, excessive demands on their time, or expectations to conform, they see it as a red flag. Sigma females are also highly introspective, which means they know exactly what makes them feel fulfilled. They understand that being in a relationship doesn't mean giving up their dreams, interests, or autonomy. If a partner expects them to prioritize the relationship over everything else in their life, it creates a conflict they can't ignore. For example, imagine a Sigma female who loves traveling solo or diving deep into creative projects. In a healthy relationship, her partner would celebrate her independence and encourage her to pursue her passions. But if her partner starts questioning why she needs so much alone time or pressures her to change her lifestyle, she'll quickly recognize the imbalance. It's not that Sigma females are afraid of commitment or intimacy. They're fully capable of forming deep and meaningful connections, but they won't tolerate a dynamic that makes them feel trapped or forces them to choose between love and their sense of self. They understand that true love isn't about control or sacrifice. It's about partnership and mutual respect. Another reason Sigma females value their independence so deeply is their self-confidence. They know they don't need a relationship to validate their worth or bring them happiness. While others might cling to a relationship out of fear of being alone, Sigma females embrace solitude as an opportunity to grow and thrive. They'd rather walk away than stay in a relationship that limits their freedom. At the heart of it, Sigma females believe that a strong relationship is built on two whole individuals coming together, not one person giving up their identity to fit into the other's world. This is why they refuse to settle for a relationship that demands constant compromise of their independence. So if you've ever felt suffocated or pressured to change who you are for the sake of a relationship, know that you're not alone. Sigma females everywhere understand the importance of protecting their independence and staying true to themselves, because love should never come at the cost of your freedom. 4. They sense misaligned values. To Sigma females, values are everything. They're not just ideals or abstract concepts. They're the guiding principles that shape how they live their lives and make decisions. So, even if a relationship seems perfect on the surface, if the core values don't align, that's a deal breaker. For a Sigma female, misaligned values mean the foundation of the relationship isn't strong enough to last. Sigma females have an unshakable moral compass. They know what they stand for and what they believe in, and they're not afraid to live by those principles. Whether it's honesty, respect, ambition, or compassion, their values are non-negotiable. When they enter a relationship, they look for a partner who shares those core beliefs. Without that alignment, no amount of romance or compatibility can make up for the disconnect. Why are shared values so important? For Sigma females, values influence everything: how they handle conflict, what they prioritize in life, and how they see the future. A partner who doesn't share their values will likely clash with them on major decisions or lifestyle choices. For instance, if a Sigma female values financial independence, but her partner is reckless with money, it creates tension. Or if she values personal growth and her partner is resistant to change, it's a recipe for frustration. These differences may not seem like a big deal at first. After all, relationships often start with excitement and attraction, and people tend to focus on what's working rather than what might be missing. But over time, those mismatches in values can lead to significant issues. Sigma females are perceptive. They notice when their partner's priorities don't align with their own, and they're not willing to ignore those red flags. For Sigma females, misaligned values also signal a lack of long-term compatibility. They understand that a relationship isn't just about enjoying the present. It's about building a future together. If their partner's goals, ethics, or vision for the future don't align with theirs, it creates a fundamental incompatibility. And for a Sigma female, that's not something she can compromise on. It's not that Sigma females are rigid or unwilling to compromise. In fact, they're often open-minded and empathetic. But when it comes to their values, they know that compromising too much means losing a part of themselves. They refuse to stay in a relationship that requires them to betray their own principles. For example, imagine a Sigma female who values environmental sustainability. She recycles, avoids fast fashion, and makes eco-conscious choices. If her partner is dismissive of those efforts or doesn't share the same concern for the planet, it's not just a difference in habits, it's a fundamental clash in values. Over time, this difference will create resentment and dissatisfaction. Another key reason Sigma females prioritize aligned values is their commitment to authenticity. They want a relationship where they can be themselves, without having to hide or downplay what's important to them. If they feel like they have to change their beliefs or compromise their integrity to keep the relationship going, they know it's not worth it. Walking away from a relationship with misaligned values isn't easy, especially when everything else seems to be going well. But Sigma females have the strength to make that choice because they know it's the right one. They understand that a relationship built on shared values is not only more fulfilling, but also more sustainable in the long run. So, if you've ever felt a disconnect in a relationship because your partner didn't share your values, know that you're not alone. Sigma females everywhere face this challenge, and they know that choosing to honor their values is a powerful act of self-respect. Because at the end of the day, love without alignment simply isn't enough for a Sigma female, and that's a truth they're never afraid to embrace. Can you relate to these reasons so far? Share your insights below and don't miss the next points. They'll truly shift your perspective. 5. They prioritize peace over drama. For Sigma females, peace isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. These women thrive in environments where calm, clarity, and emotional balance are present. While some people may find excitement in the ups and downs of a dramatic relationship, Sigma females don't. Even if a relationship seems perfect on paper, if it's filled with emotional turbulence, they won't hesitate to walk away. Drama and chaos have no place in a Sigma female's life. These women are deeply introspective and value their inner peace above all else. They understand that constant arguments, emotional games, or unnecessary conflict can drain their energy and distract them from their goals. They won't let a relationship, no matter how ideal it may seem, disrupt their mental and emotional well-being. It's important to note that Sigma females aren't afraid of facing challenges or disagreements in a relationship. They know that no relationship is perfect and that conflicts are a natural part of any partnership. However, they draw a clear line between healthy disagreements and unnecessary drama. Healthy disagreements lead to growth and understanding, but drama often stems from immaturity, manipulation, or an inability to communicate effectively. In a dramatic relationship, there's often a cycle of highs and lows, intense arguments followed by passionate reconciliations. For some, this might feel exciting or even addictive. But for Sigma females, this roller coaster of emotions is exhausting and unfulfilling. They would much rather have a steady, harmonious connection than one filled with constant turmoil. Sigma females are also highly independent and self-reliant. They don't need the thrill of drama to feel alive or validated in a relationship. They find fulfillment in their own pursuits, hobbies, and personal growth. A relationship that disrupts their peace or creates unnecessary stress is seen as a burden rather than a blessing. This prioritization of peace often stems from their deep sense of self-awareness. Sigma females know what they want and need to feel happy and secure. If a relationship constantly pulls them into emotional chaos, they see it as a sign that the partnership isn't serving their highest good. Instead of trying to fix the unfixable, they choose to step away. For example, imagine a Sigma female dating someone who thrives on conflict. someone who picks fights over small issues or creates drama to get attention. While others might try to change or tolerate such behavior, a Sigma female knows better. She understands that her peace is worth more than the temporary satisfaction of staying in the relationship. Walking away from a dramatic relationship doesn't mean Sigma females are cold or unfeeling. On the contrary, it shows their emotional maturity and their commitment to living a balanced and fulfilling life. They understand that a truly healthy relationship is one where both partners feel calm, supported, and at ease, not constantly on edge. At the end of the day, Sigma females choose peace over drama because they value themselves and their happiness. They know that life is too short to waste on relationships that create more stress than joy. By prioritizing peace, they create space for meaningful connections that uplift and nurture them. Connections that truly align with their inner calm and strength. 6. They're not afraid of being alone. Here's the thing about Sigma females: they don't just tolerate solitude, they embrace it wholeheartedly. For them, being alone isn't a weakness or something to fear. It's an opportunity to grow, reflect, and thrive. This unique perspective sets them apart from many people who view relationships as a necessity for happiness. Sigma females understand that a relationship should enhance their life, not complete it. They don't rely on others for their sense of worth or fulfillment. Instead, they cultivate a rich inner world filled with passions, hobbies, and ambitions that keep them fulfilled on their own. This independence allows them to approach relationships from a place of strength rather than neediness. For Sigma females, the idea of being alone doesn't equate to being lonely. Solitude is a time to recharge, set goals, and connect with themselves. It's when they're alone that they often find their greatest clarity and creativity. They're not afraid of their own company, they cherish it. This makes them incredibly discerning about the relationships they choose to enter. Many people stay in relationships out of fear. Fear of loneliness, fear of judgment, or fear of starting over. But Sigma females don't let those fears dictate their decisions. If a relationship isn't bringing them joy, growth, or genuine connection, they'd rather walk away than settle for something unfulfilling. They know that being alone is far better than being with the wrong person. This fearlessness when it comes to solitude also stems from their self-confidence. Sigma females know who they are and what they bring to the table. They don't need a partner to validate their worth or define their identity. They're fully capable of standing on their own and finding happiness within themselves. Imagine a Sigma female in a relationship that feels stagnant or one-sided. While others might cling to such a relationship out of habit or fear of starting over, she would assess it with clear eyes. If it's not enriching her life or aligning with her values, she won't hesitate to leave. She knows that walking away opens the door to new opportunities, whether it's a better relationship, personal growth, or simply more time to focus on her passions. Another reason Sigma females embrace solitude is their understanding that true connection can't be forced. They would rather wait for the right relationship, one that complements their life and aligns with their goals, than settle for a partnership that feels just okay. This patience and self-assurance mean they're never in a rush to find love. Walking alone doesn't scare them because they see it as a journey of self-discovery. Every step they take on their own allows them to grow stronger, wiser, and more attuned to their own needs and desires. They trust that when the time and person are right, the relationship will come naturally, and until then, they're perfectly content on their own. At the end of the day, Sigma females aren't afraid of being alone because they know they are complete as they are. Their lives are full, their hearts are strong, and their minds are focused. They don't need a relationship to fill a void because there is no void. And that fearlessness is what makes them truly unstoppable. Do these reasons resonate with you? Take a moment to reflect and share your story, and make sure you're here for the next two. They're some of the most powerful. 7. They recognize toxic love disguised as perfection. Sometimes, a relationship that appears perfect to the outside world can hide toxic patterns beneath the surface. The grand gestures, thoughtful compliments, and picture-perfect moments may fool others, but not Sigma females. These women have an uncanny ability to see through facades, and they trust their instincts when something doesn't feel right. Toxic love often disguises itself as perfection. It might look like a partner who showers you with attention or insists on making every decision for your own good. But to a Sigma female, such behaviors raise red flags. They know that true love isn't about control, manipulation, or creating a false sense of security. It's about mutual respect, trust, and partnership. One of the most common toxic patterns that Sigma females recognize is gaslighting. This occurs when a partner manipulates the truth to make them question their own feelings or reality. For example, a toxic partner might dismiss their concerns by saying, "You're overreacting," or "You're imagining things." While others might doubt themselves in these situations, Sigma females are highly self-aware. They trust their gut and refuse to accept a narrative that doesn't align with their truth. Another toxic pattern is subtle control disguised as care. A partner might say things like, "I just want what's best for you," while simultaneously undermining the Sigma female's independence or choices. For instance, they might discourage her from pursuing her goals, criticize her friendships, or make her feel guilty for setting boundaries. To some, these actions might seem loving or protective, but Sigma females can see the underlying attempt to control their life. Subtle disrespect is another behavior that Sigma females won't tolerate, even if it's hidden under a veneer of affection. This could take the form of joking at their expense, dismissing their opinions, or ignoring their emotional needs. These behaviors, while seemingly minor, erode trust and respect in the relationship. Sigma females are quick to spot these patterns because they value their self-worth and won't let anyone diminish it. A key trait that helps Sigma females recognize toxic love is their strong intuition. They don't just rely on what a partner says or does, they pay attention to how they feel in the relationship. If something feels off, even if they can't immediately put their finger on it, they don't dismiss that feeling. Instead, they dig deeper, observe patterns, and take action when necessary. What sets Sigma females apart is their willingness to leave a relationship as soon as they recognize these toxic patterns. They don't wait for things to escalate or hope that their partner will change. They understand that toxic love rarely transforms into healthy love, no matter how perfect it might seem on the outside. Walking away isn't easy, but Sigma females have the courage to prioritize their well-being over appearances. It's also important to note that Sigma females don't judge themselves for falling into a toxic relationship. Toxic partners are often skilled at creating a facade of perfection, and even the most discerning individuals can be drawn in. What matters is how quickly they recognize the truth and take steps to protect themselves. By choosing to leave toxic relationships, Sigma females set a powerful example of self-respect and resilience. They refuse to settle for a love that diminishes their spirit or compromises their values. They believe in their own worth and know that the right relationship will never require them to endure manipulation, disrespect, or control. At the end of the day, Sigma females recognize that toxic love, no matter how perfect it seems, isn't love at all. It's a mask hiding deeper issues, and they have the wisdom and strength to walk away before the mask becomes their reality. This courage allows them to make room for the healthy, authentic connections they truly deserve. 8. They choose self-fulfillment over societal expectations. In a world that often places immense pressure on women to conform, Sigma females stand out as trailblazers who choose self-fulfillment over societal expectations. For many women, the expectation to settle down, stay in a relationship, or prioritize others over themselves can feel overwhelming. But Sigma females see things differently. They refuse to sacrifice their dreams, identity, or happiness, even if that means walking away from a seemingly perfect relationship. From an early age, women are often taught that their worth is tied to their ability to nurture relationships, build families, and fit into traditional roles. While there's nothing wrong with choosing those paths, Sigma females know that these choices aren't for everyone. They are deeply attuned to their own desires and goals, and they understand that true happiness comes from living authentically, not from meeting society's expectations. For Sigma females, self-fulfillment isn't a selfish act. It's a way of honoring who they are. They recognize that life is too short to live according to someone else's rules. Whether it's pursuing a career, traveling the world, or simply living on their own terms, they prioritize what makes them feel alive and inspired. If a relationship threatens to pull them away from their path, they won't hesitate to choose themselves. This doesn't mean that Sigma females don't value love or relationships. On the contrary, they believe in deep, meaningful connections, but they also know that love shouldn't come at the cost of their identity. A relationship that demands they shrink themselves, put their dreams on hold, or conform to traditional expectations simply isn't worth it. One of the biggest pressures society places on women is the idea that being single or walking away from a relationship is a failure. Sigma females reject this narrative completely. They don't see their relationship status as a measure of their worth. Instead, they focus on building a life that aligns with their values and passions. If that means walking alone for a while, they're more than okay with it. Sigma females are also keenly aware of how societal expectations can trap women in unfulfilling relationships. The fear of judgment or the pressure to stick it out often leads people to stay in situations that no longer serve them. But Sigma females have the courage to break free from this cycle. They trust their instincts and choose freedom over fitting in. Choosing self-fulfillment over societal expectations isn't always easy. Sigma females often face criticism or judgment for their choices, but they don't let that deter them. They know that living authentically takes strength, and they're willing to stand firm in their decisions. At the heart of it, Sigma females understand that the most important relationship they'll ever have is the one with themselves. They refuse to compromise their happiness, dreams, or identity for anyone, not even for love. By choosing self-fulfillment, they inspire others to do the same and show that the path to true happiness begins with living life on your own terms. There you have it. The 8 reasons why Sigma females walk away from almost perfect relationships. It's not about running from love. It's about running towards self-respect, peace, and authenticity. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your support inspires us to keep creating content that uplifts and empowers amazing women like you. And remember, walking away from toxic love isn't the end. It's the beginning of something incredible. Check out these videos next for more insights, and don't forget to subscribe for more empowering content.